Hello everyone, welcome to today's comparison video, which will be based on almost six Logitech mice. And why did I say almost six? Because right here we have the Logitech G900 Chaos Spectrum, which isn't in sales for already some period of time, but the newer model is G903 with the Hero optical sensor, so I have the box here just as a reference. So let's start. We have G102, we have G502 Hero, G502 Lightspeed, G703 Lightspeed, and G Pro Wireless. So after the intro, let's go into details, compare it. This isn't going to be a review separated for each mouse. This is going to be a comparison between these six mice. Let's go! So first of all, we're going to start with the G102, which is basically a nice budget mouse that gives, I would say, an entry-level Logitech mouse, which doesn't have, for instance, a Hero optical sensor. So it goes up to 8000 dpi compared to every single one of these that actually have a Hero optical sensor. So the past model was G102 with the Prodigy name as addition. Now we have the G102 Lightsync, which comes with 4 additional colors. So you have the Lightsync, you have 6 buttons, you have 8000 dpi optical sensor, and the size is, I would say somewhere around medium, because you still have a nice feel while using it. First of all, because it's symmetrical, then it's not that bulky, and it does have a bit of a length. When it comes to cable, compared to every other one of these, it's rubber, so these ones are all braided. That's the difference. I think this is where they cut the cost. No Hero sensor, no braided cable, and basically the gliders here at the bottom look quite alright. Now, when we're talking about Lightsync, you have a nice strip around here at the back, and Logitech G logo lights up, so subtle, nothing too much. Basically, Logitech doesn't go with too much RGB, just enough subtle, and you can synchronize everything with Lightsync. So I would say really nice budget mouse. Now, next to that, we go with the Logitech G502 Hero. This is a well-known mouse, and I think you'll agree with me, because mostly everybody started with the G502 without the Hero sensor, and then we had the Hero, and the next model, we'll get to that very soon. So as you can see, this mouse basically comes with a braided cable, and in addition to that you get additional weights, which you can regulate the balance of the mouse, and you can regulate the weights. You have here 5 3.6 grams weights, which you could place at the bottom of the mouse and adjust it. So you just remove the plastic bottom and add as you wish, on the parts that you wish. So giving it different balance depending on your preferences, and of course the weight, and you just close it magnetically, which is cool. Compared to the G102, it has loads of buttons, so we have 11 buttons that are programmable, and in addition you have left and right click on your scroll wheel. You have a fast scroll wheel and standard scroll wheel just by pressing the button and switching it. I would say a nice ergonomic design with definitely longer body compared to the G102, and I would say this is definitely one of the most popular Logitech mice around. And after it came with the Hero optical sensor, my thoughts were, yeah, it needs to be a wireless edition. I think you might seen it if you watched my reviews on G502, that I actually said it's time to make a wireless G502. And then they did. They placed the Lightspeed technology inside, giving all of you guys basically that trust wireless gaming, that it won't lag, it won't make any problems. And the comparison between these two, of course apart from the wire, is that you can connect it to your power play with your light speed adjustment here. Now, since it also has possibilities to balance weight and to add more weight and balance the mouse differently, you have a different positions for the weights. If you use your power play, you can't use two additional weights because the top part can only accommodate 4 of them. The bottom part can also accommodate your USB receiver, and you can place the power play button, well, power play receiver right here, and close it with magnet. The bottom side only has the difference in the gliders just because of the wireless connectivity and the power play, so that's that. Everything else is basically the same, the shape, the size, except for the scroll wheel, which here you can see it's a complete steel, and here you have a rubber grip, so that makes a bit of a difference. But I would say, you know, if you're afraid of wireless, you'll go with G502 Hero. If you're not afraid of the wireless connectivity while you game, then you'll go with G502 Lightspeed. Next in line we go with the G703. Now this is a completely different mouse from any other over here, and it's mostly designed for ergonomics. You can see some similarities with the G403, even though the G403 is mostly, you know, oriented on the Prodigy series, but still you have a nice ergonomic mouse, which is a bit shorter than the G502, but still, you know, it gives something different to the table. Ergonomics, 2 rubber grips, much stronger than on G502, and unfortunately you have the same amount of buttons as the G102, so that's a bit of a difference. But still you have the Hero optical sensor 16K, and this is also in addition something really nice. Now, will it bother you to have a full rubber grip on the sides? Will these 11 buttons be enough for you or not? It's up to you to decide. But all in all, a great mouse, and you can also use power play if you don't use the 10-gram edition to add more weight to it. Otherwise it's quite lighter than the G502, but that's basically on your personal preferences. Then we go to something that is more oriented on esports and professional, let's say professional gaming, which is Logitech G Pro Wireless gaming mouse. And the only downside, so we take a look at all the mice that are currently on the table. The only downside is that it doesn't have a dedicated button for DPI adjustment. But usually on all of these mice it's in the middle, just beneath the scroll wheel. Here you don't have it. You have indication lights for the DPI position, well, basically the current DPI resolution of the optical sensor, and the difference is lightweight, definitely. Hero optical sensor, which isn't a difference for the past 3 models, and you have modularity when it comes to side buttons. It's symmetrical, so left and right hand people can use it and can adjust the buttons however they wish. Of course, you can adjust the DPI switching on side buttons and use the other 2 for regular purposes that you do, but that's the only way how to adjust DPI unless you already pre-adjust it in the Logitech G Hub. Otherwise, I would say an extraordinary mouse, which definitely brings to the table something else. And of course, power play is also an option with the compartment to store your USB connection. Talking all in all, I think this mouse is basically oriented to pro gamers. I think you've noticed that Shroud actually has a signature model with this one, so yeah, even though for some of you it doesn't matter, but like to state it out. And then we go with the G903. I know I have here G900, but I'm going to still mention G903 just because it's their premium mouse, and not because we're talking about the price. This mouse has everything that all of these have. So it has modularity when it comes to buttons. You have 2 additional buttons here to adjust your DPI resolution. You have another button beneath the scroll wheel to adjust the speed of the scroll wheel. You don't have a hyper fast scrolling like MX Master 3 or MX Anywhere 3, but still it's fast scrolling. You have left and right click on your scroll wheel, modularity already set, and if it's G903 you have hero optical sensor and light speed, so you could use power play with it. The only downside is it's a bit heavier, definitely costs more than all of these, and I would say something premium right here. Taking into consideration all of these mice, I mean the G102, the only thing that doesn't have compared to some of these, for instance comparing it to this one, the G703 doesn't have braided cable and it doesn't have hero optical sensor, which all of these have. Again, I'm talking here about G903, this box is just for representation. Weights can be adjusted on G703, G502 Lightspeed and G502 Hero. Also, all of these have braided cables. Even though they're wireless, their extension cables are braided, so it's something that gives you flexibility without a doubt. The G102, I would say still it's more oriented on the budget and entry-level gaming mouse from Logitech and still gives enough quality, so I would just give this PC Crazy Best Buy badge, because everybody who starts in gaming should start with this one. The price is okay, the sensor is okay, and you still get, let's say, enough buttons. The other thing that people usually go is G502 Hero, and mostly people don't go to the Lightspeed version because they're afraid of the wireless connectivity. I have to say that Logitech did a really remarkable step forwards when it comes to gaming and wireless connectivity. So basically, if you like the G502 and you're afraid of wireless, you're going to go with the Hero model. If you like wireless and you're not afraid of it, and with connectivity and any issues that it might happen, which for me with the G900 never did, you can go with the G502 Lightspeed. G703 is more oriented on ergonomics and better grip, but less buttons compared to basically almost any of them except for the G102. G Pro Wireless gives varieties of options, including modularity when it comes to buttons, and can be used by left and right-handed people. The only downside is there is no DPI adjustment in the middle like on any other of these mice, and not, of course, G903, which is their premium model, as I already said a couple of times, gives all of this in a mouse with really nice shape, possibility to check out the lights here for the DPI stage that you're using currently, fast scrolling, which G703 and G Pro Wireless don't have, as well as the G102, which I forgot to mention earlier. So guys, yeah, I mean, G102 goes for the Best Buy as a budget gaming mouse. G502 is definitely PC Crazy approved mouse, because I haven't seen a mouse that looks great with the aggressive design, even though I do like the G900 here, but it's wired mouse, and this is the only wired mouse that if I ever decide to switch from wireless to wired, it will be G502 Hero without a doubt. But then again, I have a wireless version right here, so I think I would go with the Lightspeed model. Guys, I think we covered everything when it comes to these 6 mice. You can leave your comment, questions or anything similar to that in the comments below. Ask me if you have any questions when it comes to these mice, and I'll of course answer as quick as possible. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button if you like the video, and subscribe for future content, because I'm going to cover keyboards and headset in a comparison similar to this when it comes to Logitech. Thank you for watching. See you in another one. Bye bye.